So I think, like, obviously, like, it's great that you are a really big fan of writing, and even now content's like such an important part for you, right? Now, some people watching might be thinking, well, you know, you said Facebook ads, funnels, that's all really great. Like, why is content so important today?
I mean, content is the sort of lifeblood, isn't it, of the digital world. Everything we look at is content. We watch videos on YouTube, it's content. We attend an event, it's content. People think, oh, content is just online things you read and write. No, things we experience is content. We spend time on our phones, on apps, but what we're reading on there, we're reading content essentially. So it literally you can't navigate the digital world without having an understanding of content, because content equals attention. And if you can grab people's attention, you know how to do that, and then you've got the ability to influence them into taking the action that you need them to take.
Amazing. So obviously, that content should be a major strategy for anyone who wants to grow their business, wants to grow their revenue, their customers, their impact, all the kind of things that they're doing, right? Tell us a little bit of background. Like, how did you come to doing something like this? Like, you mentioned that you kind of were very studious and things like that. Tell us a little bit about university and kind of bring us up to speed of how you got from, like, college, university to kind of doing this stuff now.
Okay, so it's quite strange because I was very studious up till 10, 11, 12, right? And then I got to sort of a comprehensive, and what I had found was I was actually quite naturally talented, and I even remember the point. This was year 9. What happened was that we actually went on a family trip to Pakistan, and I remember I was gone for 6 weeks. Came back, and the teacher said to me, "Oh, you haven't done any of this work, so I don't expect." She said, "Look, just do the exam. I don't expect anything from you because you haven't really studied any of this stuff." I did it, and I got the highest in the class. I got like 92%, 93%, and so from that, I remember that point quite vividly because for 2 reasons. One is that it was that point complacency I really feel set in, and secondly is because from that point on I felt I don't really need to work that hard. I actually kind of came to that conclusion genuinely, and so from then on I started like coming out of my shell a bit more and being a bit more, maybe I don't think cocky, but talkative and all that kind of stuff, and studying a lot less because I started taking things for granted. And so as a result, I kind of I still haven't got good grades, but I didn't get what I was kind of expected. That kind of I would say this pattern I was in probably until after university. I kind of cruised through university, bare minimum.
What did you study at university?
So I studied law. I studied law. Again, because I always had this kind of writing skill and sort of ambition and stuff. And to be honest, at that time, I wanted to do journalism, right? But 9/11 just happened. And I remember I did media at college as well. And one of my projects was studying the aftermath of 9/11 and what does that mean for Muslims and all that kind of stuff. I remember when I was writing that project, it was crazy because I started it in August, and then so I was able to see the before, and then the September 9/11 happened, and then I saw the after. I was like, whoa, okay, and so I was thinking, oh my god, like, am I going to have to write? If I was to became a journalist, I would have to write against Muslims and all that kind of stuff. So I became very unsure at that point, and so my family was sort of encouraged to say, look, if you're a good writer, go down the law path. It's more recognised. Obviously, everyone wants to be a doctor or a lawyer, right? So, so anyway, so I did the whole law thing, and I would say again, as I said, I just cruised through. Didn't massively enjoy it, but one of the things that I did enjoy about law was that I remember on the first day. Again, it's amazing this sort of little stories or anecdotes you remember from your kind of your past. On the first day of the law degree, the guy sort of started in front of us, and he said to us, he goes, "Oh, up until this point," he goes, "this degree is going to change your life." And I was like, "Okay, all right." And you roll your eyes, everyone probably says that, but he says that because he goes that up until this point, you have seen the world in black and white, right? And he goes that because in law you will have to analyze from every single angle. You will have to make your case. You'll have to do this. You'll have to do that. You'll have to examine and study and look at all the grey areas and once you made your case, you might still be wrong. And what that will teach you is that you will learn that the world is actually grey. It's not black and white. And so, you learn to appreciate nuances and things like that. And for me, that was another really important thing that stuck out on me. I thought, oh wow, that's quite deep. And so that was probably the best part of the whole degree, to be honest.
Okay, amazing. So you could have just quit on day one and you got the main lesson out of it. Okay, amazing. So what happened after that?
So once I graduated, one thing, the second thing I learned from law was I don't want to be a lawyer. That's the second thing
Is that because your moral compass then? Is that why?
The part of that was, this the way what I've been taught. That's not justice. It doesn't come across as justice. So there was a little bit of that, but a lot of it was just because it didn't do what I thought it would do. It didn't really sit right with me. But one thing I was really sort of interested in at that stage already was business. And so I was like, look, what I just want to work for a big company. That was my sole focus, and I kind of went down that route. So I was applying, all the big names that you do graduate schemes, Mars or whoever, and I was fortunate, alhamdulillah, to get into Boots on my doorstep. Right, Boots are in Nottingham. So I was kind of recruited to their graduate pool, and they did a personality test and stuff. They discovered that I have got personality. Woohoo! They said that, you suit being in our buying team. They kind of put me into the buying team. So that's why I kind of fell into buying. And so, that's quite kind of the life I lived for 10 years or so.